and also the art history teacher here at Marymount. And one of the best things about my job is that we get to teach and take art history at the Met. So here to talk about our use of the Met and our art history program are 4 students who are each going to talk about a different aspect of it. So we encourage you to ask questions. If you have any questions while we're speaking, you can feel free to interrupt, unmute yourself. You can also just type those questions into the chat. There will also be an opportunity when we conclude our slideshow for questions as well. So we're excited to have you join us. And without further ado, I'm going to have Kira tell you a little bit about Humanities, which is the course that all Class 9 students take.
Hi everyone, I'm Kira and I'm a junior. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Class 9 Humanities course, which is a really unique experience that the freshmen get to have at Marymount. Humanities is a course that includes English, history, and art history. A really cool thing about this class is the interdisciplinary learning. So if Class 9 is studying ancient Greece and history, they would be reading a Greek play in English and looking at Greek art at the Met. So focusing more on the aspect of the Met in this course, it is an amazing resource for the students. Marymount has a seminar room in the Met for class time, and students are visiting the galleries to see the art they are studying in person. Students also have access to the Nolan Library inside the Met for research projects, etc., and I still use the Nolan Library even as a junior. One really special part about the course is the Met project that happens in the spring semester. Students select a work from the Met and create their own project inspired by their work. For my project freshman year, I chose an impressionist work by Claude Monet. His painting was of his family on vacation, so I made a collage using images of the original work and created a mosaic picture of my family on our vacation. This is just a simple overview of this really amazing experience for Class 9, and it was one of my favorite freshman classes. But now I'm going to turn it over to Ellie so she can talk about art history intensive.
Hi everyone. Again, I'm Ellie and I'm a senior taking the art history intensive elective. And in this class, we look at all different forms of art from the ancient world to present day in various contexts such as historical, religious, and cultural. And I love taking this class because it builds off of what I learned as a freshman in humanities in a more complex way. So one of the works that we're looking at in class is the Stele of Naram Sin. And so yeah, that's it on the slide right there. And then my class actually tried to recreate this work. We tried to achieve the same scale and perspective while also staying distant from each other, which was difficult, but we were up for the challenge and actually ended up doing a pretty good job. And then my favorite memory so far was visiting the facade of the Met, where we viewed Wangachi Mutu's The New Ones Will Free Us. And our class had an amazing discussion about what the artist was trying to communicate to us about gender and race. So as much as I'm fascinated by all of the ancient artworks we learn about, many of which I did actually get to view in the Met when I was a freshman, art history intensive is amazing and different in that we get to explore outside of those works too. So now I'm going to turn it over to Z to talk about critical thinking in the arts.
Hi, my name is Z and I'm a senior taking Critical Thinking in the Arts. Critical Thinking in the Arts is a course where students explore the history of visual and performing arts. So in this course we examine many different themes such as gender, race, satire, protest, and more. Not only does Marymount make use of the Met, but students in Crit Think are also able to attend field trips to theater, music, and dance performances, as well as visit other
This is not for shopping, this is for school.
As well as other nearby museums like the MoMA or the Brooklyn Museum. During times of COVID, it's of course difficult for us to visit museums and performances at this moment, but we do make use of the resources we have. In previous years and in future years, students have and will attend lots of live performances, as shown here with students from the class of 2019. So now I'm going to hand it off to Libby to talk about the Met Club.
Apparently.
Hi everyone, I'm Libby and I'm a junior and I am one of the co-presidents of Met Club. So the Marymount Met Club utilizes the Met and art from museums all around the city and the world to explore ancient and modern art from different cultures. Often the club goes to the Met during our lunch meetings and visits an exhibit, or even goes to the Met rooftop when the weather is nice. One of my favorite memories from Met Club was going to the camp exhibit at the Met 2 years ago. It was an exhibit that related to the Met Gala, and I loved getting to see all the amazing outfits and pieces with my peers. So everyone type in the chat right now who you're most excited to see at the 2021 Met Gala. I'm most excited to see Harry Styles. In addition, during our Met Club meetings, we also have our members do presentations and we play fun games like Kahoot and Jeopardy about art and art history. We also have been fortunate enough to have guest speakers from the Met come and speak about their positions and answer questions from our members. And we also do fun activities like decorating cookies related to exhibits at the Met. And the Met Club is a great opportunity for all students to get more exposure to art. And especially, it's a great way for students not taking a course that visits the Met that semester to still be able to visit the Met. So lastly, members of Met Club also have opportunities to give tours to alumni and younger students at the Met. In previous years, students have given tours to Marymount and Browning alumni at the Marymount Browning alumni event, as well as lower school students for a Halloween scavenger hunt event at the Met. So now we have time for some questions and answers. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourselves or type your question in the chat. We have some good answers in the chat about who people are excited to see at the 2021 Met Gala.
We can also start with, there's some questions from the last session that were really good. I don't know if those are ones you want to share and answer as well. Oh, there's a question that just came in.
So how often will a student go to the Met and spend time there? So our freshman year in the Humanities course, we usually go there once a week. And then you'll also get to go there in some of your other classes. Teachers will decide to, like last year I was taking US history and we went and saw the American wing. So you'll see it in like a lot of your classes, but freshman year is like when you go the most, and you go probably once a week.
And then when you become a senior, there are senior electives that you can elect to take. And that's what Ellie and Z are currently in right now with art history intensive and critical thinking in the arts.
I do see people raising their hands, so you guys can go ahead and unmute.
Hi. Thank you so much for sharing all of your thoughts. We were curious about, do the seniors and the electives have access to the Watson Library or the different libraries at the Met?
They can't access the Watson Library just yet. That's for, if I'm recalling, it's either college students or grad students. But we have had students in high school who have had internships at the Watson Library. So then they had access in that from, that channel. But the Nolan Library, which Kira spoke a little bit about, is actually a public library at the Met, kind of this little hidden gem that is fantastic, and students can go during their freeze, they can go there or after school to study, and we use it in the freshman course for research for their Met project and have classes there as well.
Thank you.
We have another question in the chat. Is the Met integrated into every class? No, it's not integrated into every class, but if a teacher thinks that there's something related to what they're teaching, they'll go to the Met and plan a trip there. So like I said, I think a lot of history classes after you're a freshman definitely take at least one trip, like I did in my US history class last year.
And language classes. And a lot of the teachers also, the Met is a great resource for professional development for the teachers, and they offer a fantastic program. So a lot of the teachers will partake in those. And if there's a special exhibit, sometimes they'll have a program that's for, teaching math and using the art of the Islamic galleries. And sometimes teachers are looking for different ways to engage students and to use that resource. So while in art history, we make full use of it, the school as a whole is very much benefiting from that partnership.
So we're almost out of time. So Z just put our contact information in the chat if anyone has any more questions or just wants to get some more information from Ms. Carcatero or any of us students. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Bye. We hope you have a good night. Thank you. Bye. Oops. I can't see